You know, I've been in it for nearly 20 years, and you think that you've heard everything until you hear something else. Unfortunately, you know, we don't live in a world where kids are always safe. They're put in situations where bad things are happening to them and in front of them. And those are the things that come through our door every single day. I'm Tina Evans. I'm the program coordinator here at the Child Advocacy Center. I've been in the field of abuse and neglect for about 20 years, and you don't go into this field unless you just really have the heart for it and you want to make an impact. You want to make a difference in the lives of children. Our program is important to the community because we work with various entities. So we work with law enforcement, DHR, and our district attorney's office. So when a child has been victimized, they're called in. And so we get calls so that we can go on ahead and interview the child, find out what's happened to that child so that they can move forward in their investigations. Without us, children would be kind of bounced from the social workers to law enforcement to the hospital and be interviewed multiple times, where if they just come here, they can get those services one time.
Well, the first thing that you come off with is very impressive, because interviewing a child is a very delicate process, and it's different than interviewing an adult, far different. And we deal with the CAC, the Children's Advocacy Center, when we prosecute cases, whether it's interviewing the victims themselves or interviewing child witnesses. It's very impressive what they're able to do, and very helpful to our cases. You know, one of the most recent cases we had was when we prosecuted George Barton for beating to death his 5-year-old stepdaughter.
And the Child Advocacy Center became involved after hours at a moment's notice and assisted us in a very short amount of time with very important information that without it we wouldn't have been able to make as strong a case as we ultimately did, ultimately resulting in not only a conviction for the offender and a sentence of 50 years, but also new case law that was recently signed, put into effect for the felony murder statute for the state of Alabama.
The brothers that were present, they were 8 and 9 years old. They were interviewed that day, within hours of this incident happening, and we got so much great information from them about what they saw and heard that morning, and that was critical, absolutely critical, in obtaining a conviction against Mr. Barton.
They offer resources that I don't know of anyone else in this area can, and it comes from a place of caring, and it comes from a very sincere heart.
And I got a phone call on a Sunday afternoon. I had just left church, and I was with my family and my children, and I was called in, and they said, hey, we've got a child death, and there were several other children in the household who heard or maybe witnessed it. The child had been life flighted to Birmingham, had extensive injuries to, you know, its internal organs, brain hemorrhaging, the whole nine. And the doctor told her that the child was not going to survive. You know, letting the family know that if they need counseling, we're here. When it goes time to go to court, we're there. We're going to sit through that whole trial with you. We're going to hold your hand. We'll testify to what the other children witnessed to make sure that in the end, we're still going to seek justice and we're still going to be there for you despite what has happened. Usually it's our family advocate that greets the family when they come to the door.
My name is Catherine Cochran, and I'm the family advocate here at the Child Advocacy Center. So as soon as the kids come in, you know, sometimes they might be a little nervous, but then I explain to them, you know, we have a bunny and he loves to be pet right here. And so they love that part. And just kind of getting them to feel comfortable with all of their surroundings, then you'll start to see them open up a little bit more.
Our facility is specifically designed for children to feel comfortable. We provide snacks after every forensic interview and after therapy sessions. Sometimes the kids are here for several hours and they get hungry. The walls are decorated in pretty vibrant colors, which is inviting to children. We have a playground that was put in last year. You can be here for some time, so having an outside play area where they can just run and play with bubbles and balls and things like that, and just go back to being a kid is really important to us.
In 2016, there were 854 child abuse and neglect reports that involved over 1,254 children. So from the initial interview, we offer all of our services to our families, but we want to be there every step of the way. So whether that's 1 year down the road, 2 years down the road, or 5 years down the road, we want to be there for whenever our families need us.
It's important for people to support United Way. They're out there looking at agencies every single year, trying to find out which agencies are making the biggest difference in our community. And so we are supported by United Way, and that's really important to us because it validates our agency. By giving to them also gives to the children that we're servicing here every single day.